Good morning from a glorious Epcot. Wow, fantastic entrance. Forgot about this completely. I remember the giant ball, of course. Spaceship Earth, Geosphere / golf ball, as we all know it. Yeah, I'm going to say this at the start of every vlog here, but it's so long since we were last here. A lot of changes. Soarin' wasn't even here when we last came here, and they've obviously built quite a few things since then, so I can't wait to get back in. Let's go. This is stunning. Epcot stands for Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow, which was one of Walt's ideas. He died before I think the park was even started. I think he had ideas for this park, but then of course pretty much the whole thing was realised after he died. I'm sure if he could see this, he'd be, well, I assume, delighted with how it's turned out. It's a really interesting park, this one, because it's effectively two parks in one. You've got Futureworld, I think it's called, which we're in now, or Futureland, and then you've got World Showcase at the end, which is effectively a tour around different countries of the world, around the giant lake. So obviously we'll check all of that out today. But we're right underneath Spaceship Earth, so it makes sense to begin there. The sign said 20 minutes, as you can see. It was in fact 1 minute. Cardiff.
Let's have some fun creating the future, shall we? On your computer screen, answer a few questions first. Then we'll show you a new world. And now I believe your future is just about ready. Let's take a look, shall we?
Welcome to the future. Or should I say...
One massive shiny forehead. I feel like they captured that even in total darkness. I somehow look drunk at 9 in the morning. I know what they've done with my hair. Well, it's good. That means I don't have to ever attempt that look to know I can't pull it off. Just came off quite an amusing ride on Spaceship Earth. But not all that dissimilar to Carousel of Progress. Sorry, Progress. No, Progress. Progress, yeah. Yeah, it was really good. I filmed a little bit on ride. We were captured spectacularly, I thought. Hello. Yeah, I'm not really going to be filming much on ride because POVs have been done better before. There's too many of them out there. You've probably seen them all. I've seen them all. I don't have a GoPro or anything, so I mean I might capture little things like that, but really I'm just going to be capturing the beauty of the park. Plenty of off-road footage, and then obviously I'll review what I go on. We're going to head in Nemo direction now, which we already are actually, because we've got a fast pass booked for that now. Oh, this is gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm remembering this now.
Journey into Imagination. That's the thing with Eric Idle, I think. They do like us Brits over here. Spaceship Earth, I'm 99.99959% sure was narrated by our wonderful Dame Judi Dench. Can't think who else's voice that could have been. Right, this is what we're headed towards, the seas with Nemo. Oh, what's going on? Alright, let's go on.
Whoa! You're like totally stopped. Well, to kick the cheer, here's what you do. Stay in your seats while the crush man sees what he can do to get you moving again. So much to discover.
I've never seen before.
Totally, dude.
So many creatures swimming around the sea.
Well, we just done the seas with Nemo and friends, which was good. Nice little jaunt through underwater. Yeah, Dad mentioned when it broke down, the turtle said that we'd turtly come to a stop. Like, turtly. Somehow missed that. Where are we headed now? I think we're headed towards that building there, which features soaring. I think that makes sense to go and do that next, as we're next door. I don't know why. There's something about this that reminds me of Kew Gardens.
It is Kew Gardens.
Oh, it is Kew Gardens? Okay. I thought we'd taken a wrong turn somewhere. How lazy some people are.
We're going to fall down the stairs now.
Right, we're going over to Soaring. Been waiting about 20 minutes or so. Due to the nature of this ride and the throughput, I'm hoping we get through here. Otherwise it'll be another 10-minute wait at least. Stopped right at the front. Never mind. Okay. We're through into Concourse C.
Is the park closed?
Yeah, there were people and now there aren't. Oh, there's one dude over there. Yeah, we couldn't quite fit on this one, so we're stood here, but they haven't filtered anyone else through yet.
That's bizarre, isn't it?
It is almost like Lemmings, isn't it? Managing the queue in this ride. We've just come off Soaring around the world. It was alright. Probably not worth a 45-minute wait, but I must admit it was better than I thought it would be because I'd read reviews about it. Yeah, we were just saying the screen, because there's this giant, well, the curvature of the screen, you get to Paris and the Eiffel Tower looks like some scorpion tail, because it's hard to describe. Another thing, if you have vertigo or fear of heights, you don't want to be sat in row 1 on the far left or right, as I was, because if you look down over the side to your left, whoa, you can obviously see all the operating console below you, and you realise how high you are, which actually isn't that high, maybe 30 feet or something, but just the seating that you're sat in, you don't want to know you're that high up. Anyway, time for a beverage, and then over to Test Track. We're back out towards the little central plaza, which is beautiful. Look at this. The World Showcase is up there. We've just come from behind me, which is where Soarin' and Nemo, etc. So we're headed off to the sort of west side of the park now, which features Mission Space, which we'll do later on. We've got the Fast Pass for, and Test Track, which we're going to go and do now. I remember Test Track being a bit of a letdown. I can't remember whether they'd updated it when we last came. I have a feeling they did. I know what the second version is like. It's very Tron-like. But to be honest, I can't remember if we experienced that version or not. A lot of people say the original version is better. To be honest, I think it's one of Disney's bigger wastes of money. But it must be popular for them to have spent the money updating it and not replacing it with something else, given the size of the area it occupies. And obviously they know what they're doing. They'll be doing pulse surveys and stuff all the time. But I work in product management. I know what sort of stuff they would do, and they'll be pretty hot on it. There is supposed to be a Guardians of the Galaxy thing coming up in here. I think that's confirmed now. I think that might be quite a big coaster type attraction, which I'd say this park definitely needs. This isn't a park you come to for the rides. This is a park you come to for the glorious difference to any other park that I've been to. Celebration of science and all. Here we go, Test Track. Picked a good time, I think, for the Fast Pass, given that it's 75 minutes standby, 40 minutes for single riders. I always thought there should be a dating site for people who love rides who are single, called Single Riders, which would include me, currently. Just designed our car in there, Suffice to say, I don't expect it to fare very well. Ran out of time. Gas engine, turbocharged. What do we go with? Some sort of cell, electric? Fuel cell. Slightly Mass Effect. No Man's Sky. That was all about fuel cells, wasn't it? Warp cells. There we go. There we are. That's the beast. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, we've just come off test track. Yeah, it must have been the first version we did when we were last here, because I got no recollection of designing a car or anything like that. I remember there being loads of bollards and trees, and it was all to do with, it was still performance testing and stuff, but this time around it was more to do with like energy and efficiency around that sort of stuff. The Tron stuff. I'd say it's better now. It's more interactive, there's more reason to go back on it, try a different design. We're certainly not going back on it when the queue's an hour plus, it's not that good. It's alright, it's better than I remember it. It's faster than I remember it, we got up to about 65 near the end. But it's not my favourite Disney ride. Anyway, let's move on. Love the spaceship Earth ball, always pops up in the background in various places. Interventions I remember really well, but I think we're going to go find a drink first. Just come from test track over there, and there's mission space over there. Oh, we've got the fast pass for about 45 minutes time. Yeah, I don't know why I'm filming this. Longest queue of the day so far for bloody lemonade. I was 2 minutes away from an act of violence, seriously. Look at these giants. Right, we are over by Mission Space, where our fast pass awaits. I'm intrigued by this one. I kind of know what this is about, but there's only so much you can see from like YouTube really. Get on it and experience it firsthand. I know you've got the green mild version and the orange wild version, but I don't know how wild that actually is. Just have to find out. I love the way this is set out. So you've got the green Earth missions, which I'd quite like to try out. But we're going to go on the Mars mission. There's people in there. Not a next gen animatronic. Definitely a sentient living being. Mission Space, which was quite intense. We both agreed that was quite intense. It exerts some real force on your head as you take off. Yeah, sorry. I don't think the camera picked that up. That was really good. That was a really visceral experience, wasn't it?
It was good.
Really immersive. If you're claustrophobic, don't go near that ride. I thought that was really good. I'd like to maybe try the green one at some point too, but it doesn't do all of that. So, yeah, that's quite a clever simulator, that. Never been on anything quite like it. Just had a fine oak grilled salmon with sweet corn and rice and various things. Probably the nicest thing I've had so far on the trip. As we're here, we're going to do Living with the Land, which when you're coming down the escalator, Dad misread as Living with Ian. Just thought I'd share that with you.
In the desert, nature has created a very different, but no less beautiful living system. And while this arid landscape may seem lifeless, it is very much alive. And pesticides. Another innovation at work here is our integrated pest management program. By populating our greenhouses with beneficial insects that prey on harmful pests, like aphids and flies, we are
Get it right, it's an
reducing
aubergine.
our reliance. By growing these ground plants vertically, we can increase yields and better control diseases. Please keep your hands and feet inside the boat and remain seated until the boat comes to a complete stop.
I don't know what I was expecting from that, to be honest, but it certainly wasn't an exhibition of chives. But yeah, that was cool. Right, we're going to go to Journey of imagination, journey into your imagination. The Eric Idle thing, basically, with Figment in it. There he is.
It's not about listening with your ears, it's about listening with your imagination.
Now I've completely lost my train of thought.
No, you haven't. It's over here. So what do you think?
It is like that, yeah.
More than you can imagine.
That's exactly what I imagined. Imagination is the brain's open house.
Oh, of course. Imagination is just turning your thinking.
It's also a bit like Cat in the Hat.
All inspiration is at the heart of all creation.
So please do. See what happens. So, base.
Everybody loves the leaking water.
Yeah, they remind me of the frogs at Alton Towers. Oop. Oh. No, they're gone. Little reverse fountain.
That's going to hasten the desire for a pee of anything.
Yeah, yeah. That's made me need one too now. Alright.
I agree with you. Pee first.
Yeah.
Restroom.
Excellent. So, that was absolutely brilliant. In some ways, possibly the highlight of the day actually. It's basically 3 short films, 3D glasses on. Possibly what used to be Honey, I Shrunk the Audience, because it was a 3D like auditorium type thing. Yeah, just 3 really good short films. First one was called Get a Horse, which was like a really nice juxtaposition between the original Steamboat Willie, you know, the very original Disney stuff, and the new colour 3D stuff of today. Second one, I can't remember what it was called, but it was quite an emotive little story about a young chick. Pipe, that was it, yeah. And by chick I mean bird, of course not. And the third one was called Feast, which was like a nice little story about a dog and his family. Yeah, do you have a favourite?
Yeah.
Was it the second one? Oh, the first one, yeah, okay. Yeah, probably me too actually. Yeah, if you ever come to Epcot, well worth checking out. Really good, really good. Right, we're going to go and check out World Showcase now, which is basically part 2 of the theme park. I'm wearing my Lord's shirt today for some reason. Got battered in the Ashes the other day. By the time you watch this, I'm sure we'll have lost the series already. Anyway, I'll wear the rugby shirt next time. Right, World Showcase. Good,
Doing what Americans do.
some good slap bass going on there. Victor Wooten style. Anyone who's a fan of Victor Wooten, you know what I mean. Also think of the Seinfeld theme tune. Right, I can't remember the order of the countries here. Again, I've tried not to look at the map too much, but I haven't looked at it at all. I can see Italy in the distance. Pretty sure if we go anti-clockwise or counter-clockwise, we'll end up in, or we'll start in Britain. Yeah. Or maybe Canada. Definitely gonna have a pint in an English pub. Definitely time for a pint. I forgot you could get right up to the lake and get this view. So that'll be ye olde Britain down there, presumably. Be interested to see what they've done there. Maybe Germany. Oh, it's so bright with the sun facing us, I can't see. That's presumably France. Maybe like Morocco or something? I can't really see. Got Japan. That definitely looks like the USA, followed by Italy. That could well be Germany over there. Yeah, I can't remember all the countries we've got here. Definitely Mexico over there. Yeah, you can get right up in the water, as you can see. So we start our journey in Victoria Gardens, Canada, which is absolutely gorgeous, as you can see. Here we go. Oh, Canada in Circle Vision 360. So yeah, Oh, Canada was nice. It's like a stand-up theatre with 360 screens all around, which makes me dizzy. Actually, I was sort of leaning. Yeah, Canada, beautiful place. I've been 3 times, but never for longer than an hour because of Niagara Falls and Gander, which is like, I think it's like an island, isn't it? But it's where connecting flights to elsewhere in America, basically. We're still in Canada. There you go. Trying to steal our heritage. I didn't know if Canadians stand for thievery of culture.
We used to own them, remember?
We did used to own them.
Yeah.
But you know, we're all friends here. Yeah, Dad just made an excellent point of what are we going to find in Britain if they've updated it recently? An Asda with a canal with some trolleys in the water next to it. Oh yeah. Then maybe there'll be a Moss Side area with a good proper British bar fight going on. Sorry, Mancunians, didn't mean that. Well, I would have said it would be, you know, women with prams walking out into the road on their mobile phones, but actually we've seen that everywhere here. Doesn't seem to be endemic to Britain, does it? Right, well, we're definitely entering Britain now, and I've already spotted an error, if you like. Can you see it yet? Can you see it yet?
Yeah. Sneak that one in if you like.
I don't know if anyone knows the comedian Steve Hughes, but he was joking about England being the only place where you can buy a hot can of Coke and a cold sausage roll from the same shop. Maybe that's where you can get them from. Rose and Crown. Let us have a pint. I want to see what they do. If they're really going to be true to Britain, it would be things like Bombardier, wouldn't it? Spitfire. Actually, they've done it quite nicely. So we've got Guinness. Boddingtons. Oh, fair play, fair play. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Pint of Boddingtons. Reasonably authentic. I mean, obviously you would normally get it in that unless you're next to a football ground.
Oh, because I said it like that.
And I suppose we're outside.
You need to take it off though.
Takes away from the authenticity of drinking in Britain, but there you go. Lovely, isn't it? Absolutely
Beautiful.
Twinings tea. Arsenal shirt in the window. Can't see any Gregs anyway. Morris dancing going on somewhere. We were joking that we haven't seen any like a Chelsea fan yet with their shirt off, throwing empty pint glasses. But then that would probably be in the Spain section, wouldn't it? Not England. And there isn't a Spain section, so unfortunately that won't be something we'll encounter today. Well, this is basically half the shops on Oxford Street, isn't it? Selling this sort of tat. It's nice though.
So too has the United Kingdom taken the customs and traditions of its country and shared them with the rest.
It's making me think of Richard Attenborough in Miracle on 34th Street. Well, there's no mention of mushy peas or curry sauce. Now leaving Britain.
Thanks, Doug.
And en route to France.
Merci. Au revoir, mon cher. Merci. I shall return très vitement. Merci.
See you later, pal. Leaving France now. Au revoir. And now we're into Morocco. This is absolutely beautiful. Anything like this, it's kind of, it's like the ethnic, rustic, you know, sandy colours and stuff. Beautiful. And most recreations of it are done really nicely. Like this. Anyone who's played the Uncharted games, there's quite a lot of this type of scenery in those. It's absolutely lovely.
Oh yeah! The ladies, what you gonna tell it? No, 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 no! Ah! No, 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 no! Excuse me! No, 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 no! What you guys gonna say? Oh! 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 1, 2, 3, go! Alright, it is a plenty of chocolate cake in Morocco.
Well, goodbye Morocco. Again, I must say how wonderful the views are over this lake. Absolutely stunning. So we're now headed over to China, which, yes, I thought was Japan from over the lake. I suppose I should issue a series of apologies, firstly to China. Sorry China, I was squinting. The sun was in my eyes. You have a wonderful, distinctive culture. Secondly to Japan, sorry, didn't mean to confuse you with China. You're not both alike. You also have a wonderful culture, and it's a shame that yours isn't being represented here with everyone else. Hang on a minute. So there is a Japan. In that case, should I retract my apologies? But I felt that I could sense Japan in here. Well, of course, Yellow Kitty? Oh, Yellow Kitty. Yeah, of course Hello Kitty was going to appear somewhere, and here it is. Again, I said this earlier, this reminds me of Kew Gardens. Or should I say Kew Gardens reminds me of this. Hi China and Japan. With silent Japan on the map.
Are you sending them as you take?
Well, I think you can see where we are now. Oh wow, let's go and check this out again. Wow.
And in the same region, there were
The American Adventure over there.
out in the field.
We didn't spend much time in America. There's no disrespect to any American viewers. I'm here because I love America. But I kind of wanted to get into Italy, which is just a culture that I absolutely love. Amazingly, I've never been to Italy. Most trips abroad have been theme park orientated in the past. You know, done trips like starting out in New York and doing New Jersey with King the Car and stuff, and then moving out to Ohio and Cedar Point, which are obviously some of the best holidays I've ever done. But I really need to go to Italy. What I'd love to do is spend like a month in Italy just driving around, do like the Amalfi Coast, Florence, Naples, Milan, Venice, which I think this building is in Venice. Can't remember the name. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. Particularly as the sun starts to go down. What he's doing then? Yeah. Right. Germany, home of Phantasialand, Europa Park. Doubt there'll be any reference to those here. Wow. If I nailed all of those in 30 seconds, what do you reckon? That's what Vic and Bob did for Comic Relief, wasn't it? Well, obviously they weren't actually doing it, but they did a good job of making it look like they got ruined in the name of charity. We're going to head towards Norway. I don't know if that's Norway coming up. Refreshments. What, a seat? Yeah, I can get done with that. Let's go and park our butts. And then we're going to go on Frozen, I think, because the queue's not actually too bad at the moment. I was expecting an hour and a half plus today, but it's exactly half of that at the moment. This is a shot you've been waiting to see, isn't it?
Well, you're filming a bench.
I am filming a bench, yes. Leaving Germany, found this strange kind of African section that's not warranting a place on the map, but it's most definitely not German, and it's most definitely not Chinese, which I've just seen coming up, which means that was actually Japan back there. I know we saw Japan stuff in there and it looked Japanese, but I obviously got confused with the map because I saw China on the map and thought, oh. So I'd like to issue a second series of apologies. Firstly to the Chinese for arriving in Japan and thinking it somehow was China. This is clearly China we've got coming up in a minute, so I apologise to you for that. And to the Japanese, well, what can I say? I thought it was Japanese from over the Blake, so maybe I don't need to apologise to you guys. I don't know, comment below. If I've grossly insulted two cultures, then sorry. Well, goodbye to China. Hello Norway. Well, I assume this is Norway, it looks very Norwegian to me. The lake's starting to look lovely as the sun sets. I imagine by the time I've come off Frozen, it's going to be total darkness. I'm hoping the queue hasn't gone up too much actually. 45 minutes is fine, which is what it was earlier. I've got no idea where the entrance is, let's go and find it. Here we go. Well, we don't have a fast pass, so we're going to have to wait 50 minutes, but I don't mind doing it because, oh, it's nice and cool in here. Because it's probably going to be the only time we come here on this trip. So this will be the only chance I've got to do it. It's going to be a 12-hour day, this one, by the time we leave, so we've got everything done though. In fact, this will probably end up being the longest vlog. Well, that's the fast track, people. Getting straight in. We've got to negotiate all of this, which will take about 3/4 of an hour probably. Well, this looks like a similar shot, doesn't it? Well, it's actually about half an hour later. It's taken us half an hour to get to there, to here. But it's because we've gone all around here and then all past. It's a strange setup at this queue, basically. I'd say we're about halfway there. It's definitely going to be about an hour and 15 minutes this way. That's where we've got to get to. It's the promised land. I'll tell you what, it actually feels like an achievement getting in here. There's actually some stuff to look at in here. Honestly, it's one of the most dull queue lines of all time, I think. Because the throughput's not good on this ride at all. And it doesn't look like they've made that much change from when it was previously the Norwegian boat ride, so yeah. I mean, that clock, for example, that's twice as exciting as anything I've seen so far in the queue. My feet are aching. My feet are aching. And this queue's getting irritating. Any longer and I'll take my shoes off, A, out of comfort, and B, to batter someone with. Right. Did they look like it was worth an hour and a half wait? Wow. We're close, we're 5 minutes away now. We've made it!
We're going to know some ice cups. You, all of you. See you there.
Well, that was probably about an hour and 20-minute wait for a 3-minute ride. Quite wet as well. But I'll be right. yeah, not worth the wait. But I mean, it was interesting to see what they did differently to the Norway stuff. Yeah, considering the size of, how popularity of Frozen, you'd think they might do a bit more, like completely rebuild the ride or just do something different. But just there, the throughput sucks basically. So it's a long wait and a boring wait. Right, well, there's just one land left to explore now, which is Mexico, which I'm looking forward to because I want some food, and I especially want some Mexican food. Plaza de los Amigos. Please serve some food in here. There's nowhere to really sit down, is there? Unless in there. Let's go and have a look. Awesome. Anyone who loves Day of the Dead stuff. Any gamers watching, my favourite game in the world by a mile is a game called Grim Fandango, which was recently remastered for PS4. Honestly, that was the best piece of news I can remember getting in the last 10 years. And yeah, that kind of stuff captures that. So we're heading back towards, I've just looked at the wait times on the app. Soarin' and Nemo, we're going to go and redo them because they're in the same area. I'm not waiting an hour plus for Test Track, and I'm not going to do Space again tonight because that's 30 odd minutes. I'd like to see what the green version's like. The orange version is intense, as I said earlier. It's a different kind of intensity. It's a bit like pretzel loops, so if you're not a fan of that sort of thing, I'd stay away from that orange mission, because it does exert a lot of pressure on you. It's kind of the last ride on Earth you'd want to go on with a hangover, because you basically come off it dead. We just decided, I think we're going to forego the show tonight. Hey! Yeah, we've been here, 11 hours now or something? And to be honest, I can remember the show quite well from last time. We've got the Rivers of Light one, which I can't wait to see. But we don't need to see every single one. Cinnamon Imperials? Yeah, Dad. Get some psychedelic bruises. Toasted marshmallow jelly beans. Licorice.
So how does this work?
Dr. Pepper jelly beans. I've seen it all. And Die Happy Man. Ooh. Hello. Well, we've just been back on Soarin' before leaving, which was better second time around on the right. Because that huge screen, whatever that screen size is, was just better on the right for some reason. Yeah. Can't wait to get to Animal Kingdom because I understand Flight of Passage is like a much better version of that in some ways, so I can't wait for that. But for now, yeah, we're definitely heading towards the exit. Alright, well it's been probably quite a long vlog this one. Thanks for watching if you're still watching. I'm going to Volcano Bay tomorrow, which I'll capture some of. If there's enough content, I'll put it in its own mini vlog, bite-sized vlog, or vlog. Or I might just put it in with the other bits one which I'm doing, which includes things like Fun Spot, Mind Blown, the Sky Coaster, and the Disney Crazy Golf, and just a general other fun bits. So you'll see that at some point. Highlight for today. I don't know actually. Possibly the short film festival. Actually, that was really good. Disappointment. Frozen. Could have spent an hour and a half doing anything else in the park, and it would have been better. Really. But there you go. Alright, ciao for now.